Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this. Never. The kind of seismic shift, the whispers turning into roars, the chess moves that could redefine the landscape of the NFL in 2026. Nothing compares. I've scouted thousands of players, cracked countless trade scenarios, analyzed every offseason rumor, but this is next level. Something so hush-hush, so explosive, that I'm peeling back layers tonight that could shake the foundation of not just the New York Giants, but the entire league. You think you've seen it all? Think again. Because what I'm about to reveal is beyond anything you've heard, and it's still unfolding behind closed doors. But here's the truth. Something massive is happening right now, something that could redefine what you thought was possible for a franchise desperate for a breakthrough. And trust me, what I'm about to share might just be the biggest secret of the NFL offseason. Yet. But first, I need you to lock in. Subscribe, hit that like button, smash the bell, because what I'm about to lay down is only the surface. If you're not inside the loop, you're on the outside looking in, and that's exactly what those involved want. But you're going to get the full story, exclusive, raw, unfiltered. This is the kind of intel the league pays millions for, and I've got it in my hands, so stay tuned. Because when I connect all the dots, what you're about to see isn't just a trade rumor. It's a potential game changer, a move so bold that it could shake the NFL to its core. Let me take you behind the scenes. Picture this, a secret meeting convened in a hidden conference room deep within the Patriots' headquarters, where whispers of a deal so audacious are being exchanged. Reporters, insiders, even rival teams, everyone's eyes are on the same prize. The Patriots, fresh off a 14-3 season and holding the AFC's top seed, what's the secret weapon in their arsenal? Milton Williams. Yes, Milton Williams, that explosive star from Philadelphia, once cast as a rotational menace, now poised for something much bigger. But why would New England, a team notorious for their calculated moves, be willing to part with him? And more importantly, what's the Giants' angle? Let me paint the picture. New York, a franchise stuck in limbo for years, desperate for a spark. Under new head coach John Harbaugh, yes, that Harbaugh, the Giants are orchestrating a rebuild that's almost cinematic in scope. They're reshaping their entire identity, turning over every stone, every veteran, every draft pick. And at the core of that plan, a potential superstar defender, a game wrecker who can shift momentum in a heartbeat. Enter Milton Williams. This isn't just about raw talent, it's about a perfect fit, scheme, culture, future. Williams, at just 26, embodies the kind of versatile, explosive interior disruptor that Harbaugh's Ravens have long prized. Think a hybrid of Calais Campbell's motor with Jeffrey Simmons' twitch. That's the kind of player the Giants need to elevate their defense from the ashes of a disappointing 2025 campaign. Because let's face it, they've been searching for that missing piece, that game-changing presence that can turn their defensive tide. But why the Giants? Why now? The answer lies in a perfect storm of strategic necessity and opportunity. The Giants, despite their storied history, have been mired in mediocrity since their last Super Bowl in 2011. Riding the waves of promising seasons, only to stumble at the finish line. They've been rebuilding physically and mentally, pouring resources into a young, talented roster and a new coaching staff led by Harbaugh, who's known for his defensive genius. Their front office has identified the interior defensive line as a critical weakness, especially against the run, but increasingly against elite pass rushers. And Milton Williams, with his explosiveness, versatility, and untapped ceiling, is the perfect piece to anchor their front. Now, think about the implications. The Patriots, sitting atop the AFC with a loaded roster and a championship mindset, aren't giving away this token asset lightly. You don't trade a player like Williams unless you're getting something that dramatically tilts the balance of your team. And here's where it gets interesting. The Giants have the assets, draft picks, cap space, and a strategic flexibility that could make such a trade palatable. Let's go deeper. I've gone through film, dissected advanced metrics, and talked to insiders. What makes Milton Williams the perfect candidate? Imagine his explosiveness off the snap. He's got that first-step quickness that's rare for a defensive tackle of his size. His get-off reminds me of Jeffrey Simmons early in 2025, explosive burst, violent hands, and unmatched ability to penetrate gaps. His lateral quickness is stellar, allowing him to slide inside and disrupt plays before they develop. And his pass-rushing efficiency, off the charts. His 3.5 sacks in a limited rotation last season don't do justice to his raw potential. When fully unleashed, he's a nightmare for offensive lines. Advanced stats. His win rate against blockers is in the top 10% among interior defenders. His pressure rate, although limited by his injury, averaged over 12%. His tackles for loss, an impressive 8 in just 12 games, showing a propensity for game-altering plays. And don't forget the intangibles: leadership, resilience, coming back from injury, playing pivotal moments in the playoffs with a team that fought tooth and nail to get to the postseason. This isn't just hype. Scouts and analysts across the league are whispering about Williams' ceiling. Some compare his traits to Jeffrey Simmons. Others see a clear path to Pro Bowl dominance if he lands in the right system. The Patriots saw it too. They brought him in for a reason, a strategic move to bolster their interior defense in a year where every game might come down to a key stop. And now, the Giants? They're eyeing that same ceiling, but from a different angle. Think about the Giants' scheme. Harbaugh's teams have always leaned heavily on stout, disruptive defensive fronts. Dexter Lawrence already established himself as a force, but with Williams on the other side, imagine the chaos. Double teams, interior penetration, forced hurried throws. It would transform the Giants' defense overnight, making them a top 5 unit practically by design. But how does the trade actually shape up? Here's where it gets spicy. The Patriots hold all the leverage. They're in win-now mode, and Williams is still on his rookie contract, with 2 more seasons of team control. A fair deal could involve a second-round pick plus a future late-rounder. Maybe even a player swap, say, a linebacker or a corner, if the Giants are feeling bold. And cap-wise, with the Patriots' flexibility and Williams' manageable salary, they can absorb a trade without collapsing their future. For the Giants, they might ship out a mid-round pick, a young player, and take on Williams' deal as the centerpiece. It's a chess move, a gamble for both sides, one that could pay off exponentially. Now, let's analyze fit. Scheme-wise, Williams is a perfect dovetail with Harbaugh's aggressive, blitz-heavy defense. His ability to collapse the pocket from inside reduces the need for constant blitzing, allowing linebackers to roam freely. His pass rush from the interior, think Aaron Donald qualities, but with even more raw explosion, would give the Giants an elite weapon against the league's best quarterbacks. In terms of projection, best-case scenario, Williams blossoms into a 10-sack-per-season interior force, leading a defense that terrorizes NFC opponents and transforms the Giants into instant contenders. Worst case, he's a disruptive rotational player, making flashes but not fully reaching his ceiling. Still, even that scenario vastly improves their front. And here's the kicker: this move aligns with Harbaugh's vision, a violent, relentless defense anchored by aggressive interior pass rushers. It's a blueprint that's worked for him at every stop, and Williams fits that mold perfectly. The synergy: the Giants finally get that cornerstone defensive piece they've been craving for years. And Williams, he gets the platform to prove he's a franchise-changing talent in a city that demands greatness. From a professional standpoint, I'd say this trade makes perfect sense. Both sides have incentives. Patriots keep their championship window intact, perhaps adding more pieces elsewhere, and the Giants finally snag a true difference-maker. Watch for this. If the Giants can pull the trigger in the next few weeks, expect a domino effect on the defense, with potential upgrades at linebacker and secondary to complement the front. Now, timing is crucial. The offseason just began. Rumors are swirling. But don't sleep. This is the kind of move that's quietly being negotiated behind closed doors, with league insiders already whispering about a blockbuster. And when it happens, it'll be front-page news. The NFL world will explode. Mark my words. In conclusion, what's next? Watch for leaked interest, subtle signals from both teams, and maybe even some early talks at the Combine or Pro Days. The key? Watch the cap space, watch the draft picks, and most of all, keep your eyes peeled for the first real leaks. Because when Milton Williams joins the Giants, if that deal goes down, you'll know that the league just shifted on its axis. And if I'm right, that move will be remembered as one of the boldest and most impactful of this offseason. The Giants will have turned a corner. Williams will be the catalyst, and the NFL's future, it might just belong to the team that dares to dream big. Stay tuned, because I'll be here every step of the way, uncovering all the secrets, connecting every piece, and preparing you for what's coming next. This isn't just speculation. This is history in the making, and you're right in the middle of it.